Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Random and Wonderful podcast. A podcast where I chat about those random questions that end up being wonderful conversations. I'm your host, Grace Simmons, and I'll be keeping you company for the next couple of minutes. I'm the founder of the Amethyst Palaver Hut, made to support you on your journey of becoming a more grounded and emotionally balanced person. Today, we'll chat about why negative self-talk is so easy. It seems like every time there is a spark of confidence or when you're searching for reassurance, we just end up highlighting our flaws and repeatedly focusing on everything we did wrong. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Stay tuned. So negative self-talk, what exactly is it? You can say self-doubt, imposter syndrome, a fixed mindset. All of these are just ways to describe how we see situations or how we view our situations. And it's not positive. It can be damaging. It can be self-sabotaging. These are just things that we say and we believe, and we say out loud as if it's true. Let's say I'm giving a presentation and I have just spent the past 30 minutes rocking that presentation. Maybe I stumbled over 2 words. If I fixate on those 2 words that I stumbled over and completely ignore the fact that I just killed that presentation, I am not seeing the positive side of any of that. And I'm going to focus just on the negative. So it makes it difficult to go back and actually make those changes because as far as I'm concerned, well, I didn't really do a great job anyway. I mean, I don't even know who gave me the right to do this presentation. I don't know who gave me the authority. Obviously, I don't deserve it. I should probably never do that again. It's so bad. So why do we do that? I think it's an easy habit just to slip into, especially when you are surrounded by people who are in the same kind of funk that you are. You share your behaviors and your habits with the people that you're surrounded by. And so if you're around somebody else who always says, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, or oh my gosh, I know I'm dumb, or oh, I'm just so sorry. It just nothing of a high self-esteem within the group is going to bring everyone down, and it's going to just make you so sad. It also seems like it's more believable to accept the negative thing than to say, you know what, I really did do a good job. It's just so much easier. Why? And why don't we have those reality checks to say, no, you know what? I made my presentation, maybe it could have been better, but I know I rocked it. I probably should just make some changes for the next time. Little things like that, just being able to bring yourself back to reality, because sometimes those negative thoughts are not reality. Most of the time, they're not reality. It's just how you're perceiving a situation. So again, if you're fixating on the negative, that's what you're going to believe of your situation, and it may not even be the case. So what should we do instead? Well, be honest and positive. Like I said, using that scenario as far as the presentation, okay, so maybe I stumbled over a word or 2, but I got to share a bit of my expertise for 30 minutes, and that was wonderful. Someone thought I was worthy of a platform and gave me that space. So I was able to share my experience. I was able to give a bit of myself just for that brief time. And it was a wonderful experience. That is a way to frame that situation so it's a little bit more positive than, I probably will never have an opportunity to speak again because I messed up so badly. You have to combat those negative thoughts. And it's not just by thinking positively and having good vibes. You actually need to start to switch what you're saying. So if you constantly say, oh, I'm such an idiot, that's not a very helpful statement. So instead, I like to have like a positive statement, or you can have like affirmations that you do, and we'll get to that later. But an actual positive statement that I would say instead of saying, oh my gosh, Grace, you're so dumb. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You're doing great. That's what I say. And at first it kind of came off like a sarcastic thing. Oh yeah, I'm doing great. But I really do mean that. No, I am doing great. I'm doing so well right now. I just messed up. For some reason, I decided to run into my kitchen counter, and that's okay. I'm doing great. You have to be able to start to switch those words out because what you say builds your belief, and your behaviors end up reflecting what you believe. So if you build positivity into your day, into what you say, into how you feel, it eventually is going to be what you believe. The next thing is to surround yourself by positive people, people who dare you to see the positive, to see bigger things than that negative scope that you may have for yourself. You want to be with people who feed into that growth, that feed into that positivity. Oh my goodness, you are amazing. Look at all these wonderful skills that you have. Look at that wonderful presentation that you just did. Great job. Like, yes, you need people that cheer you on. You definitely should have to do it for yourself, but it's always good to have people that you know have your back and the people who can support you without being like, it could have been better. That's no, that's not okay. Don't get me wrong. You sometimes need people that are your reality check, right? So they say, hey, look, you did really well, but here's some things that you could fix. That's appropriate when you've asked for that help. When someone's giving you unsolicited advice in the middle of your like high moment or your happy moment, that's not being helpful. That's being jealous. And unfortunately, that too is a symptom of low self-esteem. So yes, you want people that encourage you. Yes, you want people that can help you out when you ask for recommendations of how to be better, how to fix, whatever it was that you did in that example, like that presentation. Maybe they have some suggestions. But you also want people who say, hey, look, you're fine. Shake it off. So I want to remind you that words are extremely important. The way our brain works is incredible. And something we have to remember is that it cannot distinguish between something that is actual or something that's imaginary. So if you keep telling yourself that you're stupid, you're dumb, you're not worthy, you are actually going to believe it. Your brain is going to function as if that's exactly what it is. So you have to start putting those positive words into yourself, into your mind. And I'm not saying like just completely lie to yourself, but you have to be positive. And so that's where we come up with those affirmations. So you want to say something like, I am worthy. I am bold. I am innovative. I am loved. And you say things like that over and over again. Let that be how you start the morning. If you're a Christian, throw a Bible verse in there. Get yourself going. Like, you have to encourage yourself. We are surrounded by so many negative things. We're surrounded by constant competition online or through social media. And you have to be able to ground yourself and say, you know what? I am me. I'm doing great. So what is going to be your positive statement? Like I said, mine's I'm doing great. And I will say that to myself at least 100 times because it can get really negative in between these little ears. So if you're someone who maybe you're shy, or you don't want to sound too overconfident, or people make you feel bad for sharing your good news, you need to find other people that you can share that news with. If you are shy, just practice saying it to yourself. I did a really great job today. Or write it down. I used to keep like a little jar of Post-it notes, and I would just like maybe tear up a Post-it note and let it like just use half of it and write like a really good thing that happened to me that day or that week or whatever. And I'd put it in a jar. And sometimes when I am having a rough day and my own little positive statement is not getting me through it, I would open up my jar and I'd read some of those statements. I would read about the good things that I've done. I'd read about the goals that I had accomplished. I'd read about a breakfast that I made and I was really impressed with myself. Little things like that, because you have to be the one to encourage yourself. So some other suggestions that you could do, well, we have the jar example, but you could also practice writing it out like in a journal. I'm not exactly a journal person, but I do write. You write out your thoughts. You write out maybe your day. Go through your day and not talk about all the negative and terrible things that happen. Actually talk about your day, because upon reflection, you'll find that it wasn't as bad as you thought. Another tip is just to call someone that you know can speak positivity to you. Listen to music or dance it out. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off will always be my go-to if I need to actually get up and just shake whatever that mood is. And lastly, breathing exercises. So I'm going to share one of my favorite ones actually, and it will just take a couple of seconds and we can do it now. And it's called box breathing. So what you do is you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4 seconds, you exhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then you do it again. Okay? So we're going to practice that and begin. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Hold it. And do this last one on your own. And then just say something positive. Grace, you are gorgeous. You are so smart. You are so creative. I am so happy to be me right now. So just doing a quick recap. We know that negative self-talk is a habit. So just remember to be kind to yourself. Practice saying positive things. It's not going to be an easy process, but you have to start. Start saying those positive things. Start looking for positive things. If you can't think of anything, ask someone. What is your plan if you are feeling you're moody? You are not feeling great about yourself. What else are you going to do? You have to actually come up with an action plan. It's not going to miraculously come to you. You need to set yourself up for success so that when you are going through these situations, you can turn on your favorite song. You can go outside for a walk. You can journal. You can sing at the top of your lungs. Take a warm shower, whatever it is that you need to do. Have a plan to get yourself out of that mood. And lastly, remember words have meaning. The words that you speak to yourself mean something and they resonate. So you want to make sure that you're putting positivity into yourself, into your mind, into your spirit. Hey, if you're interested in accepting the challenge of taking care of YOU, you can download the self-care checklist. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Again, my name is Grace Simmons, and this is the Random and Wonderful podcast. By the way, are you interested in Christian affirmations? Send me a message if you are. I look forward to hearing from you. Please remember to follow and share. Take care, beautiful people, and I'll talk to you next week.